welcome everybody. My name is Arturo Blot. I am the technical manager of ZKTeco Europe, and welcome to this webinar that we are going to do today, and it's about BioTime 8, the BioTime 8 software. And what is BioTime 8.0? As you can see, it's as it says in the screen, it's a web-based time and attendance software. A web-based time and attendance software. What it means is a software that it is used for controlling time and attendance of the employees of a company, and is accessed to through a website. So and it works as a private cloud. What does that mean? The difference of what we showed yesterday about GoTime Cloud, didn't need an installation. This would need to be installed on a server. This software needs to be installed on a server and provides a web server from its own, so everybody or all the employees can access to the BioTime administrators. And as we are going to see next, we are going to see as an employee also can be accessed to interact with the software. As you can see here, what it says, BioTime 8.0 is a powerful web-based time attendance management software, provides a stable connection to ZKTeco standalone push communication devices by Ethernet, Wi-Fi, all the kinds of communication, also as a private cloud to offer employee self-service through mobile applications and web server. Here, what it says is that BioTime 8 is connected to the terminals via push communication. So as we will see later in the later part of this presentation, the devices that can be connected to BioTime 8 are the ones that have push communication, the ability to communicate by push. Most of the new devices that we have in our portfolio have these push communications available, and we will see them in the next screen. What is the advantage of using push communication? The advantage of using push communication is that it is the device that is connected to the software. So it's the device that looks for its server. So the networking configuration that is needed is much easier because it is very useful for installation that span multiple sites, multiple locations. Why is that? Because we don't need in the device side, we don't need a fixed IP in order to communicate. We will only need, and this is, there are solutions to that too, as we will explain, but we will need only a fixed communication, a fixed address to communicate in the server side. As you can see, the next, multiple administrators can access BioTime 8, so anywhere by a web browser. It can handle hundreds of devices, thousands of employees, and their transactions. As I said, it's a scalable solution that can be used for small installations and also for installations that span multiple countries, hundreds of devices, and thousands of employees. It comes with a user-friendly UI to easily manage timetables, shift schedules, and easily generate attendance reports. We will go back to this when we go to the software to show you how it works. Here, let's see with the features that has a BioTime 8, it's web-based, the auto synchronizations of fingerprints and templates by area. We will go back to this concept area, which is a very important concept of BioTime 8. We will go back about this. We can configure all kinds of shifts. It allows a self-service employee portal that is used for manual punches or for requests that the employee might have to the manager. For example, a manual punch that he forgot to punch, or in example, also a request of a paid leave. Maybe the employees are allowed a certain amount of paid leave of paid days. Then we can use the web portal of BioTime 8 by an employee to request for this. It provides an email alert system. It provides simple access control functions. well, as we said in previous webinars, usually time and attendance solutions have a small access control site that can be used to configure for the functions that can be handled by the devices of time and attendance, and also the other way around. Access control solutions have a small part of time and attendance software. No? So it is the other way around. But it's good if it's this software, as far as I make, would not have the option, for example, to make lock systems or I don't know interlock, what I said, or well maybe advanced access control. But for example, for setting up multiple verification, so in order to open one door, it's two people for different groups. Needs two people of different groups to register in the terminal. Or, for example, you can configure a passback system, no? A simple passback system. Also have multi-level approval, so can approve by different levels of users. Has a real-time monitoring solutions that features that we have. We want to go to auto synchronization function. We will see this when we go into the software, the same area. We will see that how this works. Use private server, as I said, it's very useful for multiple locations that synchronize to the same server. It provides a system for email alerts, as you can see, that if one is a notification alert will be sent to the approver of one request for an employee, or for example, also can send an email to one of the persons that is defined, that with the information of how many people have come late to work. For example, this would be what would be one of the uses of this email. As I say, multiple administrator access level can be configured both ways. We can set administrators that can access only the information of one area, one set of employees, for example, to understand it better, or for all the employees, but only a certain part of the configuration. We can use both types of administrators. Okay, it provides a multi-level approval system, so one request maybe has to be approved by the system manager, a manager, senior manager, and when, in the example here, when it goes to the general manager, it's rejected. If for example in this situation, if the manager don't approve the request, then the senior manager don't know of the existence of this request. Multiple shifts that can be selected. Also, we can create multiple shifts and that are selected automatically to the user depending on the punches, on the logs. So maybe I have one shift that goes from Monday to Thursday and a different shift on Fridays, which is something quite common. And depending on the punches of the employees, the system will know automatically if he had to, if it's one day of the Monday to Thursday, or it's a Friday. As I say, it provides a portal for employees that can request, as we can see in this screen, one leave, one type of leave. We can see him is requesting a sick leave, so it's requested and it's registered on the system. It has many types of attendance calculations and reports, and that can be exported to all kinds of formats. Here are the access control solutions that have attendance push protocol that can use remote opening of door, cancel alarms, time periods, holidays, access groups, unlock combinations, a little bit of simple combinations of access control. It includes a payroll system. This is quite interesting, that can create like the payroll that needs to be paid to the employees depending on the punches of the employees. I think this part of BioTime 8 we are not going to focus too much today, because well, we could make a separate webinar just about payroll systems. So well, good to know that that we have this possibility, and of course, if you need more explanation about this payroll system, we can make another webinar. We can make a private webinar for you, or a meeting, whatever. It's got a real-time monitoring, so we will see in real time the punches being done. Even includes the photo of the punch. So for the devices that include a camera, we will see the photo of the punch. Data management solution. We can see create backups and everything. And it includes a mobile application. As you can see, it provides a real-time attendance and with geolocation of the punches. And also it's used to can make a request. So it provides a notification real time, etc. Well, more functions of the attendance. One thing that we will explain later, that is we can limit the punches done via the mobile app for the location. So I can configure it so it doesn't allow me to punch in the mobile if I am in a certain location. So I don't punch from my bed, for example. No, it would be a news for this function. But it has the notifications too that can be for employees, or notifications also that that appear in the device. Also, they can be public or private. So one public notification appears to all employees, and then one private just appears to a set or one employee. More of the requests that have this mobile application. The approval flow that is also can be used. The schedule that the employee can confirm when he needs to go to work. All kinds of applications that have this software over from governments, from business side. Nearly, well, it's a software that is focused usually for big installations, but it is not real. It can be used for any kind of installation because it's very easy to use, and it's scalable. So it can be used for 10 employees or 10,000, as we will see. Well, the architecture of the system is it doesn't need a super powerful server, as you can see. It supports nearly all kinds of database types: Postgres, mix of SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, and all types of Windows operating systems. This is important. Only it can be installed in a Windows server. And here is the hardware requirement. As you can see, it's not something that is too special. It's a normal server which can hold this software. And here is the devices that are supported. As you can see, most of the lines of the software that are provided by ZK Teco are available. Silk series, well, the MBs, the FBF, IN01s, nearly. Well, these are the 2.8 and 3 inches. The two of the F22, which is another one that is quite popular. iClocks, all kind of iClocks, as you can see. The S series, which are mostly the same as the iClocks, but without the fingerprints. The face recognition, also the green labels, and visible lights, as you can see. Also, that needs to be known, this software BioTime 8 is the only attendance control solution that is able to use palm recognition devices. Okay, these new palm recognition devices can be configured in BioTime 8. And palm recognition can be used as any type of biometric data, as it could be a fingerprint, also face recognition, and palm recognition. More devices. Well, would be for the access control part. The S22, well, more or less are the devices that are attendance devices that have a relay to control a door. This would be the devices that are allowed to be used as access control devices in BioTime 8. And also here, well, we will pass these addresses that you can go and use these credentials to log into our trial demo. Also, you can download it from the Teco website, the trial version of BioTime 8, which you can install in your system, test it, and well, learn how to use it. Okay. Thank you for this presentation. And well, without further ado, we're gonna go into the software to start configuring a simple access control configuration. Well, as you can see here, I have the administrator login of BioTime 8. We will see about how, as I said, how to configure a simple simple time and attendance solution for a company. Okay, you will have a little bit. We'll have a look which are the options. Also, well, I want to know this is not the only configuration that can be done. It can be, well, depends on the company. It will be a more simple time attendance or more complicated. Well, of course, you have the trial. You can connect to the online demo to check it, to make tests about it. Also, if you need further information, you need further help from us to configure BioTime 8. Of course, you will have it. You will have it all the time. Anything you need for successfully configuring the time and attendance in your customers. Okay. So well, I have here is the login screen. As you can see, I have an administrator login, a user login, which would be more correct, and a self-service, which would be the employee portal access. We are starting with the administrator login, and later we will see what are the options in the self-service part of the software. Well, I have the admin and admin, which are my default username and password, and I'm going to click on login. And this will show me the screen, the dashboard of BioTime 8. I want to say sorry because this is working currently in a virtual machine in my computer, which doesn't have too much power. It's not too powerful, and sometimes the screens take a little long to move between them. This, of course, in a real system would not happen. Okay, but here is the dashboard. As we can see, we have with this superior part, we have access to the different screens, and here we have it is shown the amount of the percentage of the total employees that are registered in the company. I'm sorry, but in this demo, which is in my server, in my virtual machine, I have 3 employees, and I have not punched because I want to show you how to register a terminal, which I think is a key point and a key strength of BioTime 8, the easy it is to configure a new terminal. And here we have the attendance exception, which will show us how many late people we have, and people that have left early and people that have not come to work. And here I have a real-time monitor with the latest punches. Here I don't have information, but we will see in a minute when I register my terminal. We'll see a little bit of information here. Okay, then the first thing I'm going to show you is how to register a terminal, which would be I think one of the first things that we would need to do to start with the time and attendance configuration. So we will go to device here, and well, we have the device screen. And currently, as you can see, I don't have any devices. So there are 2 ways to register a terminal in BioTime 8. There is a manual way to register the terminals, or also there's a automatic way, automatic functionality. the best way to use it is the automatic configuration, because that makes sure that the configuration is done correctly. We will not have problems about I cannot find a device or whatever. So what needs to be done, an example, well, I have here one iTalk 680 with me, which I'm going to connect right now. I have already configured it. If you see in the communications part of the settings, you will see that you have a cloud server settings configuration. This is where we have to configure the IP address of the server and the port. Okay, so here, as you can see, well, I have it installed in my server. So I'm in localhost 127.0.0.1, and the port is 8085. Here I have checked that my actual IP address in my local network is this. No? So this is the, well, of course, in this situation, the device is in my same local area network, but this could be in a different network, be over the internet. Then I would have to, in the software, make sure that this port is forwarded to this computer. Okay, this would be the only configuration, and well, and also firewalls and everything needs to be set up correctly, so it's allowed this communication to this port. This is important. But in the device, what we need to do is in the communications part, which I already have. Well, now I have it deleted, but I'm sure it's correct. I don't have a problem. What I'm going to do is to reload here, which will show me already, here it is, the device that is automatically appearing. So it is like the device is knocking on the door, and I need to open it so it can register in the system. So what I'm going to do, well, here I have my serial number, which is the correct device. As you can see, the state shows an exclamation mark, so it thinks, hey, okay, something is happening. Here, as you can see, the first thing that I want to introduce before making the configuration is the area. What is an area? Area is a key part of BioTime 8. So when we register an area, when we register a terminal, sorry, the terminal needs to be registered to an area that has to be created previously, in which I have here a dialog to create new areas. And the employees are registered also to an area. And the biometric data of these employees will only be sent to the devices on the same area. This is important. This is important also when we have big installations. Of course, if we don't only have 20 employees, 100 employees, okay, usually these devices support 20,000 employees. We will not have a problem, really. But in big installations, many punches done every day, or maybe we don't need to have the biometric data of my biometric data. I don't want them to be on a device in, I don't know, somewhere else, only in the device where I need to punch. This is something it is important. So we will need to have this correct. So I'm going to register this terminal. I'm going to click here. This will open a dialog. Device name. I'm going to say it's an iCloud 680. And to which area it's going to be? Well, I have one area here that is a test area. I also see, you can also see I have created a resign area that I will show you later how it's used, the resign area, which is quite interesting. Okay, I'm going to put it to the, sorry. As I said, well, this is not a very big, very powerful virtual machine, and sometimes the changing of the screens is a little bit not too fast. Registration device, okay, of course, it's a registration device. Yes, oops. This request type, but we're gonna leave it like this, 10 seconds. With the how long? What is the amount of time that the device is? It communicates with the server. We can leave it at 10 seconds. Important, the time zone. We need to configure the time zone. Usually, well, this is a doubt that many people have. Currently, in Europe, we are in the daylight savings time, and Central Europe or Spain, for example, we are in +2, and we don't have to configure it to +2. We need to configure it to +1, and then configure the daylight savings time in the device. This is important because if not, if we configure it to +2 and then we don't configure the daylight saving time, okay, we have now the correct time in the device. But when the daylight saving time ends, then it won't change. The software will change, but the device still be on the on the wrong time. So what we need to do is to put it at GMT+1, which is the time without the daylight savings time, and or for example in Ireland, UK would be, or Portugal would be +0. That's normal, or whatever it is. Then the yes, and that's for more real time. We don't need to change anything. We confirm this would set the device to the state OK, and we are going to open it again because we need to open it so we configure it so it's also I have the attendance, the access control functions, which I don't have. I need to wait a little bit because it has not registered yet. We will do it later, no problem. Okay. What do we have here? Well, I don't want to go too deep into the configuration. One moment. I want to go too deep into the configuration. I think this is not the webinar is not for this, but here we have the functions related to the device. Here we can clean the device if have data that, well, the device automatically now will register the information of the software, and the software will register the information from the terminal. But we can clear the data here and start registering again. Also, here we have the information to manually do this, to manually upload user data, upload transactions, and sync data to the device. This would be used only if we have had some problems with the communication and maybe some situations that we don't have a good network or whatever, then we can force the information to go to the device. And here also we have a device menu with some other information that we have. Here, what is the important thing is the enroll remotely, which what we can do, for example, is to order make an indicate the terminal that needs to enroll the right finger of the user number 1, no? And the device will show automatically a dialog to enroll the finger, and it will be enrolled. So you will not need an administrator of the device in order to configure, to register the employees or register the data, the biometric data. And here also we have a function to upgrade the firmware. But this upgrade the firmware, please don't use it without the indications of Sekeiteco personnel, okay? Because the firmware updates depends on the software, it depends on the hardware, it depends on the serial number of the device. So don't use this option without the indications of Sekeite. Okay, what I'm going to do is I want to read the information. Oh, sorry, I didn't select the terminal. Okay, so as you can see, well, if I had go to another screen and go back, I would already have here say that I have 3 users and 4 fingerprints. Also have the faces and the palms that I've registered, but this terminal is clock 680 doesn't have this functionality. And also what I want to do here, okay, here now I already have the enable access control, which I'm going to set it to yes, so I will have the functions of access control. Also here we have the messages option. As I said, it could be public or private. Public would be to all the employees, would appear in a small bar in the screen, any messages, or a private message which would be sent to the employee when he registers, when he makes a punch in the device. Okay. Here, the option to view the data, to use the work codes. Also, it's an interesting thing when you are using terminals that allow face recognitions, that with this biophoto function, the employee can enroll the photo, the face, from a photo that is taken on the mobile phone. So it doesn't need to enroll in a device well, can be done also, of course, but it makes it easier to enroll because it can be enrolled from a mobile phone with the app installed. Okay. Also here you have the configuration, and as I see, well, how it says the geofence of employee. So we can limit the possibility to punch from the mobile app in a specific location. As you can see here, it will let me set coordinates of the latitude and longitude and the distance between them in order to, okay, these employees, which I already have created, these 3 employees, Arturo, which is me, and 2 tests that I put already, that can only be punched. I can select it so they can only punch, for example, in the office from one date to another date into these meters of this latitude. Okay, this is quite interesting functionality. And also here, well, I have some other configurations about the device. It can be registered, and if photos need to be approved, etc. Well, are the functions of device. Don't want to explain too much because I would run out of time for this meeting, but I want to go further. Well, then the next thing that we are going to do is to go to the personal functions, so to create employees. As you can see here, the first thing that appears is the departments. The departments, well, I have here in Spanish. I'm going to change it in a second. Are the departments are this is for simply for the organization of the company. Also, then we can select employees. They will have to have a department, a position that we already have here, and as you can see, an area. The area combined with the area of the devices, as we told before. Also, we can put a department name and set a superior department. So we make an organization. Maybe I don't know, have a technical, and then we have managers, or what. That depends on the company. Okay. Here, change the department, and as you can see, it changes straight away. Also here, as you can see, well, we have the import functions, which we will see in all the screens. We can import from an Excel file departments, positions, also employees. This is very useful when we already have the information of the employees in a separate software, a third-party software, an ERP or whatever, and we don't need to maybe input them, I don't know, 1,000 employees by hand. No, we can just download the template that we have here and then import it, and we will already have the employees in the software. Okay. Well, I have the position, which is very similar to what we have. It's a way to organize the employees, the areas that we have already here. As you can see, I have the areas created. And here we will have go to the employee, where we are going to create a new employee. So you can see how it's. Well, I have already 3 employees created. I'm going to add a new one. And as you will see in a moment, when the form appears, you will see, well, that appearing. But here I have the employee ID. I'm going to put 4. First name, with this 4. Well, as you can see, there's some fields that have this small star. I don't know the words. That are the mandatory fields. First, the name it is not. The employee ID it is. The department it is. Need to set it to a department, to an area, as you can see. Test. And the rest of the data. High date is informative. You can put a photo. You can put it if it's a permanent employee or temporary. And here we have some other information about the employee. And here, device access setting, you can select which are the verified modes that it will be used, in this case. This is the privilege of the employee in the device, which is important because you will have here several functions, several possibilities. Usually, I only use employee and super administrator because the other ones are usually, well, there are limitations about the functions that the employee can use in the terminal. A good super administrator will be the one that can go into register employees and can enroll other employees and configure the device, configure the network and everything. And our employee, if it's someone that is just going to punch in the device and that's it. In this case, I'm going to put PIN, which is the password, in order to punch the device. To punch the device without any biometric data, well, card number, if we are going to read cards. And here I have an enroll function. This enroll function would be for a ZK9500 device or a SLK20R USB reader with USB readers and enrollers, which could be used to enroll fingerprints from the interface of BioTime 8. So this device needs to be connected to the computer from where we are accessing BioTime 8, and we will be able to enroll the fingerprints. Okay. Attendance setting, which have here, enable attendance. Self password would be the password that this employee would use to go into BioTime 8 in the personal portal. So we need to put 4444, for example, to access later. But see here, workflow role, which we will go in a moment. I will show you what it is. I'm not going to nothing here. And the settings for the app, if it is able to use the app, and which is the role that the employee has in the app. Here we have some payroll settings that I'm not going to go into much, but as you can see, well, it's a different name, different details that we would need to calculate payroll. Okay, I'm going to confirm to create the employee. I don't want to update the password, thank you. Also here, what we have is the possibility to resign an employee. As you can see here, this would take out the employee from this list and would transfer it to the resigned list. The difference between this is that resigned employees, the time and attendance is not calculated for resigned employees. That is the only difference. But this is important to know. The data, the biometric data would not be deleted from the devices just by resigning the employee. What we will need to do is to change it from area to an area that no devices are registered. That's why we have a resign area in this to show you this. For example, what I will do in this case from the test 4, I'm going to resign it. I'm going to first transfer it to the resign area. That would delete the biometric data of this employee in the devices, and at the end, what I'm going to do is to resign this employee, so it's moved to the resign list. Okay, so it's not appearing here anymore. It's here now in the resign list, where I can reinstate it if I want to. Workflow. What is the workflow? The workflow is the way that BioTime 8 uses to make the approvals of the requests of the employees. For example, here, as I'm going to show you, well, this can be used or not. An administrator will always be able, if it has the correct permissions, to accept any request of an employee. This is how it is. So if you find it too complicated, which it can be for some people, then you can just access via the administrator, and from there you will be able to accept the request. Here, as you can see, I have to set 2 roles of workflow, which is manager and CEO. That's it, and I have assigned an employee to each of these roles. I have not said still which is what does any of these roles do. Okay, this will be what will be done in the builder. In the builder, as you will see, I can say, okay, I have a manual punch approvals workflow. No, what if an employee registers a manual log, what is going to happen? Who or how it's going to go? Who is the first role that needs to accept it, And if this role accepts it, does it need to go to another role to be accepted as well, or just with this will be enough? Okay. Here, if I show you, click on edit, say okay, first goes to the managers and then goes to the CEOs. Okay, this is how it's used for manual logs and manual registration from this date to this date, which is date in the future, as you can see. It was first to the managers and then to the CEOs. Okay, and in the end, as you will hear, we have a workflow node in which, because what I'm going to do here is to say, okay, the first node, which I named manager, needs to be approved by the manager role, because it's different, the node name and the approver. So I put the same so to be easier. And the second type of employee that is going to accept this role would be the CEO. Okay, so the CEO is the one that needs to approve when the manager has already approved. Okay, so this is the workflow. This is how it works. Don't worry if this now is too quick to understand. Don't worry about it. You can go back anytime you need. You can play with it as long as you want. There's absolutely no problem. And also here we have a configuration, which is already, we can put some additional fields in the documentation in the employees, so we have more other fields to fill in. Okay, that's the only usage of this. Okay. Okay, the next part I'm going to show you is the attendance. We are going to configure a simple attendance configuration, which, as I said, we're going to attendance. The first thing that, well, some things to take into account when configuring the attendance. What we need to configure is first the rules, okay, as we are now, which are some basic configuration settings of the attendance. Then we need to configure shifts to know from what time of the day to what time of the day the employees need to come to work. Well, sorry, this will be timetables, right? Timetables, that will be from which time of the day to which time of the day. Shifts would be in a week or in a month, which days are contained of this timetable. So let's say, for example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have the timetable number 1, and Fridays I have timetable number 2. That would be one shift. And then schedules in that, okay, the shifts will be repeated from this date until this date. Okay, this will be the schedule. So first, I'm going to show you a little bit of the rules. As you can see, I have a calculation rules. That okay, what I put is the first thing that says is when late exceeds and when early leave exceeds how many minutes to be counted as absence. I don't want to, if the employee comes, I want to count the time, not count it as an absence. So I put 480 minutes, which is the 8 hours of work. Right? So it won't happen that I'm counting as an absence if the employee comes at any time. Also, if it doesn't check in, what's going to happen? I want to set it as incomplete, so the employee needs to punch, needs to make the manual punch in order to have the calculation of the. Also, well, this is the most important thing here: the duplicate punch terminal, which days needs to be counted as weekends. This is interesting for the overtime, which can be configured in levels, as you can see. In the first 2 hours, it's used more for the payrolls, but it's quite interesting. Also, if we want to count the time of overtime, well, the overtime needs to be calculated or needs to be approved. Also, we have this solution and settings of the app. When punching with the app, needs to capture a photo or needs to select the work code, the employee. Here we have the shifts. Well, first we have the breaks that we have configured one break. That is, well, this is very quick. I have configured a break of 1 hour. I have not added it to any timetables, but I have added one break time that goes from 2 to 3 o'clock. So its duration is 60 minutes, and it's going to be auto-deducted from the work time of the employee. So the employee doesn't need to punch the device in order to register the break time of lunch. Okay, let's select it the other way around. that is required to punch. The employee is required to punch, okay? Also here, well, in the timetables, I have already created one timetable. I've created a one timetable. I'm going to open it so it's seen. Let me open it, so it's open. Okay, here I have when the timetable starts. Here will be 6 o'clock. Also, we can select cross days, so this would be used if for night shifts, for example, one shift that starts at 10 o'clock ends at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll put it here 22:00 and ends 06 with cross day 1, so it ends on the next day. This is important for the correct calculation of work time. Also, we need to input when the check-in starts and the check-in ends. This is important because in this configuration, how it is like this, one punch that is registered before 8:00 would not be taken into account for time and attendance calculations. So if you have a company that people are more, have a flexibility, a certain flexibility of checking in, then we need to be careful with opening this, the check-in start and the check-in, okay? Also the same for the checkouts. Well, the break time setting, I know I already have selected it, which is already using the lunch, which I created before. What's going to happen if the employee goes to work before when his shift starts? You know? It's going to move to normal work, or it's move to overtime, whatever what we can configure. As you can see, this kind of software makes us the possibility of configuring many types of time and attendance settings. This could be used, for example, if I early in, I put it okay, I don't ignore, then, and if the employee comes at 7, in this situation that the time shift starts at 9 o'clock, the employee comes at 8:58 or 8:55, then it won't be counted this time. The shift starts at 9 o'clock. That's when the warrior work starts, okay? It can be configured in many ways. Also, the level of settings depends on work time, will be the normal, or depends on the overtime that have already been accepted. And some rules, when necessary clock in, necessary clock out, configure it to yes, usually, because if not, then the time, the calculated time will depend on the shift, not on the clock in. No? So it's important to put it on yes. Allow late in and allow early out. This is as we say, like a courtesy time in which I won't add, the software won't add delay into your report. Also, we have a punch duplicate point policy, which is based on the rule, and a punch state based. Normally, I put it on no, because that way it won't matter if the employee doesn't check in and check out correctly. Maybe he misses or doesn't. No, it's not that it don't punch it, but maybe it doesn't select check in and check out. It just punches the device and that's it, without selecting any attendance event. So in this situation, the software will autocorrect the punches to be one check in and one check out in the punch state based. No, okay. Going to confirm. Well, this is going to take longer than I expected, but don't worry, there's no problem. Also, the shift, which we're going to go quick here, not that long. Just I'm going to say that, as you see, the unit is well. Let's wait until it opens so we can see. Here, okay, I have already selected that timetable 1 is used from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. Okay, that is the time of the employees that we will have this schedule, will have to come to work. Also, I have this auto shift activated, which is the setting that will make that if I have more than one shift set, more than one timetable selected, which this is not the case here, I will have the possibility of it will be selected depending on the patches, okay? And Also, here is the schedule, which I will configure it by employee. Which is how we are going to do. Okay, I have already created for this month. In this case, these employees need to do shift number 1, which is the one I created. Okay. Also here, well, this would be what needs to be configured. With this configuration, the time and attendance will work correctly. There are more options. Also, I have not said the timetable can be configured not only normal, as we say, with the time start, time it ends. You can have a flexible timetable, which only configures, okay, you need to work 8 hours or how many hours, and doesn't calculate if I have a delay or nothing. Okay. Also, I need to configure the holidays in the time and attendance. So these are the days that it is not expected for the employee to come to work. Okay, because they are holidays. One important thing to know is that the holidays are configured by department. Okay, so if I have multiple locations, then I will have different holidays. For example, in different countries, we will need to have different departments for them. Okay, because would be the only way to have this possibility to configure. Because one employees will have one holidays and some others will have another ones. Okay. Here we have a calculation that can be done. Well, the system every day would automatically calculate the attendance, but we can also make a manual calculation. For example, if we made a mistake in setting the shifts or on the timetable or the timetables, we made a mistake, whatever. What we can do is make the configuration, the corrections, and then make a manual calculation to have this correct. Okay. Here we have also I have not gone to the approvals, so I'm going to save it for the last. But the transaction reports, scheduling reports are the reports that we have. Here, you can play as much as you want because this is just a consultation of the records. For me, the most important, the report that gives us more information is the total time card, which we will see in a moment because I have some data, I think, for some employees. All. Okay, yes, here I think some of them. Here we have a delay, as you can see, time that clock in, clock out, total time of duty. But if we had a break time, some of them didn't, and the amount of absence, if the overtime, etc. No, we have all this information. Also here we can select which are the columns that I want to show. So once I want to hide or I can move, okay, move them. And also I have here the export function. Okay, perfect. Okay. And also here, as I said, I have the possibility of exporting this. So again, exporting this. I have the possibility to export it to CSV, PDF, Excel, or TXT. Okay. The last thing I wanted to show you is the approvals. For example, what is an approval? For example, if the employee goes to its portal and creates a manual punch, then needs to be approved. Well, we showed before the workflow builder was for that. Also for leaves. For I don't know. Let's create. Say that some of the employee was sick one day. No? We can create a leave approval. Will come. I already have one here created from last day. I'll show you how to create it. For example, this employee this day, and the next day will come back. So only one day. It will be created as sick leave, for example. Then this would be registered that this employee did not have to come this day because has already an approval of leave. No, needs to be done is to be approved because it's already it's still pending. Going to click on approve, okay, and it's approved. As you can see, so this won't count. These days won't count into the attendance log. Won't say that this person had not come to work. To finish this part of the webinar, we're going to have a look at the basic access control functions that we have. Here, as you can see, I have already the device because I selected before in the last screen. You can make it open a door. You want to unlock the selected device. Now you will hear it. The delay. It should open the door in the device. Also, I have the set parameter function. Select it. We have some kinds of functions that I can configure. Also, the rest option, and then the anti-passback setup. This one is I've got no anti-passback. Well, of course, here I will only have one door. It's not the same in controllers that have multiple doors or systems that are much more able to configure, like biosecurity, that can set up global anti-passback functions between different controllers. This would be the case in this software. I can only control the anti-passback of one device, okay, of this device. And here I have the functions of access control. But mostly the functions are the time periods and groups. No, these are the basic functions. So what we done is to create groups in which each group has employees, and these groups have time periods in which the door can be opened when a punch is registered. If a punch is registered in this time period, the door will open. If it's registered on a different time period, the punch will be done, it will be registered, but the door won't open. Okay, is the thing. This is the time period, and groups functionality. I only have one, but as you can see, one time period. Here, if I say, okay, I will see that this current it's open every time, every day, from 00 to 23:59. And then the groups, as you see, I select, okay, for group 1, you are using time period 1. Okay. Also here, I have the combinations configuration that I told you before. Okay, for each type of opening, I need one employee. For example, in this type of opening, I will need an employee from group 1 and one from group 2 in order to open the door. This is not from one group. Here it says multiple user verification, any other user, they will open the door. No, this is by combination. Right? This is not from this user. And here I have the privilege, which are the privileges. Well, if they have the privilege of the group of I want to do it employee by employee. That's it. That is the difference. For example, here I can select, well, this employee belongs to this group, and I want this verification is a different type of identification or the same as the group. Here will be the payroll functions that I'm not going to go into look because the time is already finishing, but said we can create a configuration of how it is need to be paid depending on the punches done by the employees. And the system functions are when I'm going to register the users. Also here I have the place to configure the backups and restore the database. The migration, which is quite useful because if the user is using one of these softwares, you can very easily migrate to BioTime 8. Okay, BioTime 7, WDMS 5, or ZKTimeNet 3.0, which is one that many of you use. can be imported and transferred to BioTime 8. Also here I can select fields to measure: area, departments, position, employees, devices, and transactions. As you can see, we have a lot of options, but there are one that it is not, which is timetables, shifts, and schedules. So this would need to be created again in the software once the migration is complete. This is something that we need to know. Okay. Also have the possibility to well, how to export the files, and also I have the possibility of using the API. This you will explain in a further webinar that BioTime 8 includes an API to be able to connect BioTime 8 to third parties, okay, to take out the punches and to calculate the attendance. Okay, this is something that needs to be done. And here we have the payment settings, the settings that we need to configure, all these kind of things that we have to for the configuration of BioTime 8. Well, this will be the configuration of the software. As you have seen, it's quite, it has many functions that allows us to configure any kind of attendance configurations of many companies. Also, well, as I said, if you want to go to download the demo from the website of the KTECO and install it and start playing with it and making all the functions. Also, you have a very comprehensive manual in the KTECO website that includes many of the possibilities of configuration. Okay, this is quite interesting because it covers most of it, 100% of the software. So well, I hope this was very interesting. And for the third part and final part of this webinar, I'm going to have a look in the chat room that we have here. Okay, which are the questions that I have registered. Okay, Dejan Dimov, can we install BioTime 8 and, for example, ZK Biosecurity on the same machine? This has a problem. The problem is that also BioTime 8 and Biosecurity use the web server that is Apache, okay? And this can cause incompatibilities between them because depending on the versions, then maybe they have different versions. Personally, this server, as you can see, has biosecurity installed, but has been very difficult to do it. So I recommend that for each software we use one computer or one virtual machine. That is my recommendation. Can be done, but maybe there could be incompatibilities, most of it with the database connections, mostly with the appearance of the web server, because the resources will be used between the both softwares. So if it's possible, it's possible, it's possible to do it. It's possible to do it. It's difficult, and also, if possible, please keep it different servers or different virtual machines. Okay, and also, and most of it, very important, don't use the same port, don't use the same database manager. So if one uses SQL, the other one better use Postgre or MySQL. Okay, this is important because if not, it's going to be a chaos. Does it support virtual machine installation? Of course, in a virtual machine array environment. That would be a very good solution. That would be a very good solution of installation in a virtual machine environment. This works. Can the system use ZK security entry and exit points for that start, exit, shift events? I'm not sure about this question, but I would say no. Biosecurity is one software, and that includes part of attendance control, as you may know, and BioTime 8 is other software, which is for attendance control, time and attendance control. So, and the whole time, well, before, I know that some versions of biosecurity used ZK Time 3.0 as the attendance configuration, the time and attendance configuration. This is not the situation with BioTime 8, and I hope it never is. Does the system have to update DST to the device, or does the device have to update the time regards to the DST? We need to configure the DST configuration in the device. That is what I said. You have to configure in the device. You need to configure the time, the current time, the in the device, as I said, sorry, the time zone. Sorry, I could not find the word. But without the DST, and configure the DST in the device. Okay, in the device, the web of the device. Does the system support Bluetooth readers and mobile GSM phone, Android and iOS in authentication? Okay, Android and iOS, we have an application that you can download in order to punch from the device, to register from the device, etc. We have the Bluetooth readers and mobile, well, for identification. Well, Bluetooth readers, I cannot find, well, as I said, we can register no, Bluetooth, no, it's not possible. What can be done is to register the fingerprint data from a reader that is connected from USB, with USB to the computer from which we will be accessing BioTime 8. This is it. Is there a way to enroll the fingerprints from a mobile application? Unfortunately, not. Why is that? Because the algorithm present in the device, it is not cannot be used for the software. It's not the same. Okay, the software BioTime 8 and ZK Teco devices use one algorithm, and the fingerprint reader that you have on your phone uses a different algorithm. So it wouldn't be possible. Okay. I have registered a device with the option registration device to no, but it's still possible to an employee with registered role to create new users that override the users that are already registered. How can I disable the possibility to create new users but maintain the possibility to register fingerprints of the users in the device? Okay, let me read it again. I have registered the device with the alternative to no, but it's still possible to an employee with the registered role to create new users that override the users that are already registered in BioTime 8. Okay, well, we will have a look at this. Registration, for me, usually when we select it as a registration device, what I am saying is that the device is registered in the system, okay? Is registered in the system. It is possible that from the device, so for me, I think the easiest way would be to set the employees so they are not super administrators. Okay? If you are not a super administrator, then you don't have the option to register new employees in the device. And that's it. That would be the easiest way, one workaround for this. We will have a look also about this, that you say put it as no, and still it lets you register the employees in the device. Okay. So how can I disable the create new users but maintain the possibility to register fingerprints of the users in the device? Sorry, I have not read this internet. I have not read this. We will have a look at this. But I think that if you have a registration device, what it should do is that it won't allow you to do nothing, to register employees or register fingerprints or nothing. That would be the correct way of thinking. Okay. Do time address terminal support HID class cards with side code? Yes, really, I am not 100% confident about this, but usually our devices can be configured with HID, with an HID reader integrated, and this would work as a reader. So it depends, because what I know about HID readers, you have a web server configuration of the HID reader, which you can configure that all the reads are done with side code. Then you will have to have in the personal the data, the configuration of the personal, the code, the card number, to put the card with the side code. Then this needs to work. So the only way to manage multiple locations with set category devices is to set departments in a proper way in order to keep everything logical organized. Well, I think it's good to have everything logical organized. Yes, this is a good way to have to maintain it logical. Only way to manage multiple locations with set category device. Yes, well, the only way. Well, that would be the correct way, no, to have it logical. No, it would be. We need to have multiple departments because of the holidays. So if I have, for example, I don't know, technical department, then what I have to do is, well, what I can do is to create an organization of departments. So I have technical department and then a sub department that is technical department Spain and technical department Italy or whatever, however it is. Then set the holidays to each of the sub department, to the departments that are in the Spain department, the technical Spain and technical Madrid. Then we will have the possibility to take one report that includes both, but we will have the possibility to set the holidays for each of them. Okay, I hope this answers your question. Okay, question: in a project we have some staff with different shifts. How do we set the terminals so the day-night shift can be recognized by the software? I don't think we would need the terminal to be configured. To be configured is the shift in the software. We'll go back and to attendance. We'll go shift the table. We'll create. Oops, no, delete no. And normal timetable. We would create. Well, I already have the for the day. Then I would create one, maybe as I said, from 22. Check-in starts at 21. Oops, no. And ends at 23. And this finishes 6 o'clock. It will take because no, 6 o'clock. 6. Then close day 1 will be on the next day. And ends at 7. And check out. Okay. I made it the other way around. So this is correct. Check-in starts. Okay. Check out starts. No, it's correct. Check-in ends. Check out ends. This should be 5 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. Sorry. And also put one here, put the one here. Okay. I hit the data level, and then what I'm going to do is in the shift, I'm going to edit this shift. Okay. Then tables 1 and 2. For Monday, well, here, if I had it bigger, I would see. Okay, that I have for each day both time shifts. And as I have configured auto shift here, then depending on the punches of the employee, would be selected one shift or one timetable or the other one. Good. Okay, question 2. Why do the report have separate manual punch, etc.? Clients want to see the total report. Well, the summary report that I said, the report of total time card will give you, don't have differences between manual punches or punches done in the device. That doesn't make any difference. Not appear all together. Question 3. If a staff has a picture in the software of the device, can it be used as an additional verification? Example, if I punch, can the device recognize me and say, yes, it's you, or no, it's you not? You can do it. You need to have a device that has facial recognition, like a G3, G3 Pro, one of these devices, and you will be able to configure, as we see, which are the types of identification that is needed. Maybe usually I put it's on all of them. No? Yeah, as you will see. As you will see here, oops, I want to click on the employee ID. My success setting, verify mode. I can select which one. If I want to select between some of them, or maybe I need both of the verifications, no? So here, for example, I have face and fingerprint. I need to put both of them. Instead, I need to put my face and put my fingerprint in order to register. Okay, that will be the solution. Okay, hello, can someone contact me regarding my question? Any question? I will write down in the chat room because this I see it so small and I cannot write.Maybe someone can write my email. One of my colleagues that I know are in this webinar. You can write my email, and please, of course, you can send me an email each time you want. It is possible. Well, let me finish this. You can send me an email each time you want. But I'm going to write to say it. So if someone sees this webinar in the website, I'm going to spell it. It's arturo@zkteco.eu. Another question. It is possible to add device using DNS address for devices in another network. It is possible, of course it is. You can use DNS or no IP or another one, which you may need. Okay, then as I said, thank you for coming and see you some other time. Bye.